Welcome to My Good Life. My name is Uzma. Well, today we're back with the last of the trilogy of our week's trip to France. And today we're off from Roquemondot off to Toulouse. So I shall be taking you on this edit. The drive from Roquemondot to Toulouse is 2 hours, and it doesn't take you through any pretty countryside on the main road. So if you want that, you'll have to take the back roads. Toulouse itself is France's fourth largest metropolis, but interestingly, it's actually quite a walkable city because the main sites are around this inner kind of road area, so it doesn't feel too small and it doesn't feel too big either, so it's a really good place to spend 2 days, which we were going to do. On arriving to Toulouse, we arrived about lunchtime-ish, and we went straight to the Victor Hugo market, which really represents kind of a piece of Toulouse history. It was born in 1892, where at the beginning of the century there was food, fodder and a flea market. But now it's in this kind of metal hall, and the indoor market has about 280 stalls. It's on 2 floors. Downstairs there's all these fantastic fresh products that you see, and it's just sensational to look at. At the top floor there's restaurants that sell that cook all these produce that's below, and where we were aiming to go to. It's you remember in my last video, especially in Bordeaux, if there's one place you need to go to is the markets when you go to Europe. The difference in this market in Toulouse, I found, was it's more right in the heart of the city rather than in a community space with lots of residential around it. It's right in the inner city, so it was very interesting to see how it was catering for tourists more. And we had a great lunch overlooking the balcony and seeing the lovely big pink bricks that Toulouse is famous for. Now it was time for us to get to our hotel. Our hotel was called Mama Shelter, Quirky, as you can see, with the little masks of a rabbit and Batman. But the great thing about this hotel was where it was placed. Everything is within walking distance, and you can just begin your journey of exploration really easy. So we began our exploration by walking to the heart of Toulouse, which is the capital square, and passing these fantastic pink, brick buildings. The capital square, which you see here, was built in 1189, and it's got this fantastic neoclassical facade. It used to be municipal administration, but now it has this Theatre National, Town Hall and the Hall of Fame, and this huge square that you see right now. All around it there's lots of cafes and terraces, a nice view, but a bit very, very crowded, very tourist focused, buzzing. And you do get a nice atmosphere of the whole ambience of Toulouse. It doesn't take an architectural expert to appreciate the beauty of Toulouse's historic buildings. I mean, walking the streets, you can't help but admire the ancient architecture, which really has earned Toulouse since as early as 16th century the title of the most beautiful city in France. Here we were on our way to the Church of the Jacobins, which is a Roman Catholic church. The construction started in 1230. It is very famous for housing the relics of Thomas Aquinas. He was an author and canonized in 1323, and was a member of the Dominican order. In 1368, Pope Urban V decreed that his remains be transferred from Italy, where he died, to the Jacobins, the mother church of the order. And they arrived in 1369, and they were placed in a stone reliquary beside this altar that you see. It's just beautiful and so tall, very Gothic, but I was looking at these columns and it reminded me so much of palm trees, and the space around it was very calm, but at the same time how open and vast it was. It was wonderful to be in that space, and there were lots of people there as well. I'm going to share a wonderful sound from one of the basilicas. For those of you who watch some of my videos will know my interest in gardens and living outdoors. I found out that there was this Japanese garden on the outskirts of the city, and we went there. It was created by a man called Pierre Bourdes, who was the mayor for a period of time of Toulouse, and he had a love of Japanese gardens and wanted to create a space within a residential area that emulates some of the factors that form the basic components of Japanese gardens, like rocks, plants and water. It was wonderful to see, but there's a lot of traffic through this garden, which actually lies within a larger garden in itself. That kind of takes away from the Zen quality, but it is wonderful in its own right. Well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this little trilogy that I presented of a week's trip, because I think it's important to showcase that you can do a trip like that, and a short trip, but you can learn so much. I mean, I noticed as I was editing that there was so much we did, and a lot of spaces as well in between to breathe, to take in the beauty. I mean, towards the last part of Toulouse, I must say on the last day, I was ready to come back home. I'd actually got a bit tired of traveling. It wasn't a long trip. I got tired because I'd been absorbing so much new stuff, new foods, new people, new scents and smells and places, that I just needed a little bit of familiarity to process that. And there's nothing like coming back home to that familiar cocoon and then learning about what it is that you went through. So I think this editing opportunity really gave me that space to do that. Okay, everybody, so I shall see you in the next few weeks with another set of videos, and until next time, goodbye.